Welcome to the MAD Podcast. This is a podcast that talks about beauty and wellness. I'm Rachel, your host, and today we're going to talk about one of the top aesthetic treatments out there, neurotoxin injections. So what is Botox? It is a purified protein derived from the bacterium Clostridium botulinum. And when injected, it temporarily locks the communication between the nerve endings and the muscles that animate. So initially, Botox was used for medical reasons, but then the cosmetic world got a hold of it, and now it's almost an essential tool in any med spa's toolkit. So when we talk about Botox, there's actually 5 different kinds of Botox. The first one is obviously Botox, which is like Kleenex and tissues. Everybody kind of knows what Botox is. But there's also Jeuveau, Xeomin, Dysport, and the newest one is Daxi. So not only does Tox prevent lines and wrinkles, it also helps with many other things. Just to name a few, it can help with gummy smiles, TMJ or teeth grinding. It can help with forehead lines, your glabellar lines, crow's feet, nose slimming, and really the list goes on and on. So what are the effects of Tox? So essentially, Tox lasts about 3 months, depending on each patient. If you live in a warmer weather, if you're an athlete and you work out a lot, or you're just kind of more of a sweatier person, you might be coming to see me a little bit more often. But technically, it usually should last about 3 months. Other side effects can be redness, itching, flu-like symptoms, and a possible headache. Other more complications may be an eye drop or a brow drop, and that can all be provider specific. It's not all suitable for every single patient. People with neuromuscular diseases, pregnant or breastfeeding should not be getting Tox. You can stop treatments while you're pregnant and breastfeeding. Doesn't mean anything bad will happen. It just means those regular lines and wrinkles will come back. And then once you're done, you can come and see me. All right, it's time for the consultation. So how do you get in to see me? All you got to do is make an appointment. Then we'll sit you down and talk about what are your aesthetic goals. What are you looking for and how can Tox help? Are you looking for preventative Tox or a full face rejuvenation? That's something that we talk about and we do together. Then we move on to the mapping process. I like to do this so that you feel a part of the consultation and a part of the process. And it also helps me kind of figure out where exactly we need to be as far as units. Now, Tox is price and dose in units. And I like to talk price with my patient before we just start injecting Tox into people. So after we've done the injections, there is a little bit of aftercare that we need to discuss. First and foremost, no hot tubs, no saunas, no tanning beds for at least 24 hours. We don't want any direct sunlight either. So if you live in a warmer area, don't be standing up staring at the sun. The next thing that we want you to do is we don't want you to use ibuprofen, aspirin, or Motrin. Those things can be more blood thinning, and we don't want you to bruise or bleed easier, so Tylenol is your best bet. You might get a headache or some slight itching or redness might be there. Don't worry, all that stuff will go away within about an hour or so. But if the headache tends to persist, that's why the Tylenol is there. If you have any other issues or concerns, you can definitely reach out. I know I give my number as a provider of something that you don't feel is right, but absolutely do not touch the little blebs that are there. We've put them there for a reason because we want those muscles to feel the Tox. And we definitely know where we want it and where we don't want it. So don't move it around, but you can put ice there just to kind of numb the soreness if it's there. So you've gotten your injections, you know your aftercare, you have our number in case you need it, and now unfortunately this is when the waiting game begins. Tox is not instantaneous and it takes about 3 to 7 days before the kick-in time starts. That is the time that it takes for your Tox to start kicking into those designated muscle areas. So full effect is about 14 days, and that is when every provider usually wants to bring you back in and see you to make sure that you have the desired outcome that you're looking for. The cool thing about it is that every day after those 3 to 7 days, it is a gradual onset that it gets more frozen and more frozen until the actual desired outcome. So that's the good thing. It's not just 3 and then 14. It looks crazy. It's a gradual until you get to your desired. Okay, lastly, let's talk about a few misconceptions that I hear about tox all the time. The first one that I hear is that you'll look frozen or plastic-like, which is definitely not true. You can definitely have naturally enhanced tox. That is how I like my tox, to where I can still move my eyebrows a little bit and have some natural expression. The second thing that I hear is that once you start, you can't stop, which isn't true either. Once you start tox, you can definitely stop it. Now the muscle will go back to its natural state. It won't get any worse, but it won't get any better either. So just remember those when you are sitting down for your appointment for tox. So as we bring this session to a close, I just want to make a quick note that not all injectors are created equal. Make sure you find an experienced injector that you feel comfortable and confident with, that they can answer all the questions that you are looking for. I have heard many horror stories of injectors over diluting their product to make the toxin cheaper for you, which is not good for your overall outcomes. I've heard of injectors that are buying their tox overseas, which is illegal in the United States. And I've also heard of injectors doing home parties, which brings challenges with the safety and cleanliness of the treatment. So just make sure that you're, looking at your injector before you come and see them. If you have any other questions or concerns, you can also comment below, or you can come see me at Mad Aesthetics. Other than that, stay confident, stay empowered, and stay informed. And thank you for watching this podcast.